A Mongoli as sussy wussy. A Mongoli. Awesome. Hello, everyone. Hello. That's a very sussy wussy moment. I hope you're doing well. It's very sussy wussy because there's an emergency meeting. Human! It is I, the Great Papyrus. Hello everyone, Sean, Lily, Lion, Bubble, Hemi, Triglor, Rose, Rubix, and anyone else who may be vibing. I hope you're doing well. Taetoe Emergency Meeting. It's very suspicious. I am very aware that it's very suspicious. Whatever. But I have important things to discuss with Taetoe and stuff, so it's going to be like a bit of a chill stream. We'll be playing Taetoe in the background. Just to chat about plans, because I need as much feedback as possible, really. I mean, to be fair, I don't even know if me playing Taetoe in the background would be good, because it might distract me. We'll see how it goes. But I have some questions, and I want to ask you all, and we'll just chat about things for a while, just because I don't want to just make all of the decisions for you all. I want to get feedback just to make Season 4 really good. Also, it's a bit of TST2 stuff because I need to know when to end it, what to do going forward. It's fine. That's fair. I mean, I'm not really going to be talking in Minecraft. But, actually styled your hair partially kitty for Rose. That's awesome. That's awesome. I do nothing with my hair. I just tie it up. That's all I do. I had my hair down just now, but I don't like that very much. I don't like hair getting in my face. It gets a little bit irritating. But, yeah, I mean, I don't want to just randomly end TST2. It's one of the things I want to just chat about. I have a bunch of questions written down on a Word document. Just things that I would like to ask you all, really. And I'm sure more questions will really come to mind during that. AC and Slayro. But, yeah, we'll see. Irritating. You need hair on your face? I can't. I can't deal with things on my face. Having glasses on my face is an adjustment, which I'm slowly getting used to. But even that is still something. Hey Prem, let me just switch to the game. There is a bubble. Hello, bubble. They're just bubbling. They are certainly bubbling. Anyway, I'm going to switch to just the camera just because I want to just chat. And I don't know, having Taetoe open will be good. I don't know. Yeah, TST2, I wasn't really that motivated for it. But it wasn't really a thing to be motivated with. It's just to test things. But let's just need a blue PP. I'm going to leave this over for... Oh no, Lily's here now as well. Hello. Hello. Okay, I'm going to depart from the server for a little bit, just because I want to just have this chat with you all. Yeah, I mean, it looks cool when I draw characters with one eye covered by hair or something. Just, I can't do anything like that in person. Not only because I can't physically do it, but just because I can't... I don't like having hair, on my face. It's a weird feeling that I'm not used to. Anyway, yeah, I wasn't really motivated for TST2. It was mostly just an experiment thing, just to try things. However, some of the questions I have written down are related to some of the things we tested in TST2. So some of the questions are things that we tested. Some things I haven't really tested, but I want to try. I just want to gather feedback. Normally, I would do this through one of those little Google Forms or something. But I mean, I might do that tomorrow or something. But I also want to just gather just your general thoughts. I'm always open to criticism as well, by the way. If at any point during this stream you think of anything which has been on your mind or whatever relating to Taetoe as a whole or whatever, please tell me. I want to get as much criticism, feedback of any kind as possible. I want to make Season 4 amazing. I will start off with the first question, though, that I have written down. And it involves me just switching to... That's Minecraft. Hang on. This this. So this is the TST2 server map, right? You can see Bubble and Lily just there. Also, my mouse is still completely fucked. This is me scrolling up. And it's going back. Now it's going all the way back. I'm just scrolling one way. I have not stopped scrolling one way. I'm going to switch out for this weird mouse, which people always criticize me for using. It actually works. But, oh yeah, that's fair. I don't blame you, Rose. I really don't blame you. It's an ergonomic one. It's quite comfy, but since using this one, what is it? Razer Death Adder. It's a really nice mouse, but the scroll wheel is terrible. It's not a mouse, that's a fucking rat. Look, it's weirdly shaped, but like you put your hand on it in a weird way. It's weird to get, very weird to get used to, but it's genuinely like way more comfortable. Because like the way your arms are supposed to be, they're meant to be like by your side kind of thing. So moving forward, it's meant to be like sideways. So having it like this is genuinely way more comfortable. Like playing for like long periods of time, it's way more comfortable, like genuinely. But has the downside of looking absolutely ridiculous. And also there doesn't seem to be any like good quality ones. There's only like these super cheap mice. Meant to be cheaper. Anyways, I'm going to move on to the first question. So the first question I have, this is the kind of building space that we have in Season 2, TST2. So the world border is essentially 3,000 by 2,000, right? That's the area that we build in. But the actual world border is like 20,000 by 20,000. Like you can explore this massive area. But what we do is everything outside of this area gets reset every now and then. We didn't actually do that during TST2 because there just wasn't any reason to reset the chunks. But in an actual Taetoe season, yes, like every month or so we'll reset the chunks outside of this border, if that is something that we're going to do. First off, the question is, do you like this idea? So, Season 3, the world border, excuse me, I'm really croaky. I've barely been speaking today. Okay, that's good to know. But essentially, yeah, it didn't really test it, but it's just, something that was a thing. So in Season 3, the world border was 8,000 by 8,000. That was a huge world. We were all building so far apart, and I want to essentially have a smaller world border so everyone could build closer together. First off, do you like having people closer together? Because TST2 kind of tested that, where we're all just like a few hundred blocks from each other. Like the distance between Blaz and our town is like a few hundred blocks, but like that's walking distance, and I really like that personally. Yeah, I really liked having a smaller world, but the downside with a smaller world is that, it's a smaller world. There's like very, very few structures, anything like that. But having a smaller building space allows you to be closer together. It's more communal. So I like this idea where we have, like a building area here and everything outside of that gets reset. But because it gets reset, you don't build there, but you can still go explore. You can still find the structures. You can still loot things. You just don't build there, I guess. So you're all behind that idea then. Like having a small building area in Season 4 and we can just explore outside of that, but it gets reset. Is that something that you guys want to see for Season 4? Also, has anyone got any music suggestions? I want to play a soundtrack that won't get me copyright claimed. Still good to have home outside the board. Yeah, so because the chunks get reset and it's the same seed, it's not going to be like, you log out in a plains, the chunks get reset and suddenly you're going to be underground or something. No, that's not going to happen. It'll be the same generation. So you can still theoretically set homes outside of the border and they get reset and nothing bad's going to happen. Unless, you're underground caving and you break blocks. That will happen, yeah. You'll start to suffocate, but you can just teleport away. Super Mario Kart. Relaxing? I guess relaxing, yeah, but I don't really mind. Yeah, there's a lot of savannah in this world. It's a very warm kind of area. But one thing I found, can't say I'll actually use it, but I found let me switch my face for a second. I don't want to reveal my bookmarks. But I found this data pack yesterday, and it's like a more biome sizes thing. Now, I actually tried using this, and it wasn't terrible. I'm really croaky, I'm sorry. But I just wanted to see what it would be like to have a world with like smaller biomes, not just only like slightly smaller. And it wasn't terrible. I'm going to show you what I've done. So this world here, I think I set it to being quite small biomes, but it wasn't. Like, there's a lot of options. But this was just a random world I generated just to see if the data pack worked. It does. But just as an experiment, theoretically, let's say this is actually quite cool. You all like this. What if we generate like the main like survival build area, whatever, for season 4 with smaller biomes, and everything outside of the build area is normal, like vanilla generation. So just theoretically, so this right now, I think this is the smaller biomes one. I think I might actually some more fun to manually travel. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, so that's one thing which has been the case for me. So I don't actually know who's been paying attention to the I'm going to generate a new world, by the way. I don't know who's been paying attention to the Taetoe series I've been doing videos on. But I actually haven't been using the warps much, like at all. I haven't really been using them. Hang on, I need to actually find the data pack that I used for this. But I haven't been using the warps. I've actually been traveling places because we're all so much closer together. There's a lot more incentive to just walk or get a horse or something, which will tie into my next question, which will be in a moment. But I do actually really like having a more compact world. I'm going to get this data pack in here really quickly because I have to bring it into the file every time I want to generate a new world. Yeah, that's fair. I don't know. So regardless, there's probably still going to be warps. Because I know some people do like the warps, but there will be less of them, most likely, because of the smaller world. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to generate semi-small biomes. Actually, let's go for extra small biomes, just to see what it looks like, because I haven't actually seen extra small biomes. So there's extra small, and you know, so much. This is seems to be like a balance. I haven't actually seen this yet. So I'm going to generate a random world. It's going to probably lag the stream. We'll see. Yeah, that's actually one thing that I want to discuss. Elytra is another one of my questions. So TST2, the end has been off limits. I'm thinking of opening up the end on like the last week, just so we can go to the end. But I've actually really liked not being able to use Elytra. Because I don't like zooming around so much, but I'm sure that's a very mixed opinion, so I don't think I want to completely get rid of them. But that's one of the big questions I wanted to ask you all, but it's a tricky one. Why did I do it survival? I'm a dumbass. And I forgot to do it. I'm so dumb. Yeah, big builds become way more difficult without Elytra. I am aware of that. Hang on, I'm gonna open up the world file and change the .dat thingy. That's a big problem. Stop enemy on Elytra. Maybe, I don't know, maybe making rockets harder to get. Like, I don't want to make Elytra harder to get because I think gliding isn't bad. I don't know. It's a really tricky question because Elytra is used by a lot of people. And it's become one of those things that everyone's just so used to you can't really get rid of it. Why can I not open up this file? It's being incredibly cringe. Bear with me. It would have been easy to regenerate a new world where I have creative, but instead I'm editing the .dat file just so I can go into creative. Bear with me. Minecraft instances. It doesn't let me just paste in the location. I have to do it in a really dumb way, which is very, very silly. And then New World 1. Sure. That one. There should be one for, here we go, there it is. The allow commands. True. Cool, and then save. Okay. Yeah, so I don't want to make Elytra harder to get, but I want to discuss making rockets harder to get. But we can talk about that a bit more later. This is the extra. Well, this is way too small, actually. This is a bit too small, but this is the extra small one. There's a one in between where it's semi-small biomes, but this kind of concept. Obviously, not this biome size. The biomes will be a bit bigger. But how about this? So in the actual building area, the world can look like this, where the biomes are a bit smaller, just so everything's closer together. And then outside of the building area, it's normal world generation, so the biomes are bigger, it's more spread out. What are your thoughts on this? Also, I'm going to put on the soundtrack. Yeah, it's not terrible, is it? It's not that bad. I'm just trying to find a good soundtrack. The ordinary biome has a bit more varied world. Yeah, that's the problem. So because like the world's overall, the actual world size is gonna be much bigger than season 3, probably 20,000, which is like what we've done with TST2. But the actual build size is gonna be smaller, probably 2,000 by 2,000, a lot smaller. Yeah, ocean. That's a big one. That takes up a lot of space. What was I doing? I was looking for a soundtrack. I don't know what to play. I don't know what soundtrack to play. I'm not really sure. I'm not going to play Tears of the Kingdom as much as I want to. Yeah. That's fair, Prem. I mean, there'll probably be one in between this, where the biomes are a bit bigger, but I feel as if the biomes were its normal size, we are not going to have, like, the main biomes that you'd want in the building area. I think the main ones you'd want, I know Rose wants a jungle. We'd probably want a desert in there. There's definitely be, like, plains and things. We'd want, like, a forest. We'd want maybe an ocean for anyone who wants to build farms. Actually, yeah, farms are definitely going to happen. Maybe a mushroom mine for anyone who wants that. You know, we want a good chunk of the biomes in the really small world area. Cherry and mangrove, definitely. I mean, those two. I mean, cherry doesn't have to be in the world border, in the build area, sorry. Because all it really is just cherry trees, which you can find anywhere and plant them. Mangrove, because it's mostly mud, you'd want that in the area. It is pretty, I know, but I mean, like, it's not the end of the world if there's not a cherry biome inside of the border, because you can easily, like, make your own. I'm just trying to think, because we're definitely not going to fit every single biome in the game into this world border. In the build area. It is a really nice grass colour, which is actually another thing which I want to very quickly mention. So we're going to be using a data pack where we can have some custom grass. It won't be a thing that generates in the world because it messes with mob spawning. It's only going to be a thing with certain builds. I made this because I really want to have like a Sky Island base or something because I've been playing so much Zelda. But it also contains other grass colours. We have this like yellowy kind of goldish green colour, which will be the one that I want to use for the islands. But there's also like a Terraria Hallow thing. These aren't meant to be the Crimson and Corruption. They just happen to look that way. And then there's also this brown one and this fully black one. Yeah, the biome blend is really interesting. Let me turn it on. I had to turn it off for this. Look at that. Pea grass. But something like this I think is quite cool because you can just do a load of really cool things with it for builds. And yeah, obviously not together. This is just me just testing the grass colors. Maybe. I mean, these don't have to generate in the world, like at all. These don't generate. I've set it so that they don't generate, and I have to do it with the command to generate it. So I can make like a skyland or whatever and just change the biome to this one. But yeah, this kind of, I don't know. It's not really relevant, but back to the biomes. Keep inventory we mentioned later on, Zef, don't we? Maybe Undertale OST. Oh yeah, true. I forgot about that. Let's go for the Undertale soundtrack. Shuffle. What's first? Burn in Despair. What a lovely track to start with. That's probably really loud as well, isn't it? What a lovely track to start with. Let's just not shuffle it. Let's just start from the very beginning. Hopefully you can hear that. The grass colours works for the tall grass, right? Yeah, it does. It works for everything. Also the leaves as well. But no, for the biome sizes then. So I don't want to regenerate another world. I can't be bothered. But would you want smaller biomes in the build area, or would you want me just to try and find a world which has the main ones, but also keeping the original biome size? Slightly smaller. Yes, it's not going to be this small. It'll be one in between. This is the extra small. Yeah, this is extra small. The other ones are semi-small and small. So I can maybe find one that's just small or semi-small. Extra small. That's what this one is. I mean, this is definitely too small. Like, look how small this swamp is. Can I see if I can locate biome mangrove swamp? How small is the mangrove swamp? It's very seed dependent, yes. I want to see how small this mangrove swamp is. I'll let it generate. I'll let it generate. Maximum 20 blocks. But no. This actually isn't that small. Okay, never mind. This is actually a nicely sized mangrove swamp. But it seems to like generating as if it's an amplified world. It seems. I don't know what's going on here, but this would not generate naturally, I'm sure. And there's also one. It's almost on a chunk border. I could have sworn I turned off shuffle. I didn't. I'm assuming you can hear the Undertales. Hopefully you can hear the Undertales. You can hear the Undertales, right? The Undertales. That's fair. But no, so obviously don't assume this is going to be the final biome sizes. This is me just showing something on a screen right now, but it'll probably be bigger than this. But essentially smaller biomes inside of the build area, and outside of the build area is just normal world generation. So it's bigger biomes, you can explore whatever. What the fuck, you're on my screen? Impossible. It's Twitch Premium, oh god, okay. But no, so should I do that? Should I do the biome thingy? Just need to know what I should do here. Because I'm leaning towards it. Because then you can fit more in the build area. People can really live wherever you want, and it's not really messing with the world, I guess. It's just so we can fit more biomes inside of the... I want to jump off this cliff. That looks like a very nice jump. There you go. But no, I'm leaning towards doing that. I feel as if it might be a good idea just having the smaller biomes, you can fit more in the space. I've got to make that into a dick. I think that might be a good idea. I'm not sure if I should do that. I'll probably put this in. I'll probably put all of the points we make into a thingy tomorrow, just to confirm. But smaller biomes in build area, normal outside. Whoops. Okay, so I'll move on from the biome stuff. I'm sure I've rambled a bit too much about that. I don't know if my Twitch has died. I'm assuming it hasn't. I don't think it's died. Okay. Alive. Okay, epic. Epic. Okay, cool. Next question is a simple one, just because I want to gather thoughts on something that's Gartic. That was the wrong scene. I need this one, just so it doesn't have the bar at the top. Let's go to Taetoe for this. So, if he wants to do the resource pack, that'd be lovely. So a big thing that was tested in TST2 was the hat wardrobe. And I would like to know what you all think of it. So you go in here, you can click on yourself, and there's a bunch of hats you can pick from. Let's say you really want you really want to wear a quest. You can click it, you can change the colors to say I want a nice green one. Then you're wearing it. And then maybe I don't want that. Maybe I want to wear my a 3DS on my head, and I want a blue one, or a blue 3DS. Yeah, I'm pretty much the same for him. I mean, because I was recording, I used to have this hat on like all the time. I was only really wearing this hat. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. You're not the only one, Ham. But overall, is this something that you actually liked? Because I want to know if there's any interest in me making more hats. Because I'm thinking of doing a thing where instead of having like Patreon boxes or whatever, it's just like server members like get a new hat every few weeks or whatever, every now and then. And Patreon ones might get a few exclusives. Gets 6 hours, I know. That's fair. I am really happy with this. I'm glad I could get it to work. Just how I could just bring back a lot of the hats from season 3 and before, and just turn them into like color customizable ones, and I really like that a lot. I'm really glad I can get it to work. So overall, it's something I should bring back. Got it. Another bit of a smaller one. Slash menu. This was very underutilized because ever since making it, I completely forgot to add more to it. There was these, I mean, that is another question which I'll ask about in a moment. But it has the warps. Now, there's definitely going to be less warps in Season 4. I don't know how many there's going to be, because that's another question which I have many questions. It's going to be great. Also, the pronouns are definitely staying. I still love this, by the way. You can press I don't like pronouns and you get kicked from the server for having an irrelevant opinion. Yeah, I mean, you can still do the warps, but my intention behind doing that was having the warps be more accessible, whilst also de-incentivizing it by making it take longer to do. Centralized menu is good, I'm glad. I wanted just a general menu, just so new players, like maybe right in front of them when they first join the server, there's a thing in front of them saying do /menu, and everything that they need will be in that menu. It's probably going to have less of a focus on the teleports, but I do want to have it still exist. There'll probably still be a warps menu, but there's going to be less warps anyway. So I'm probably going to bring that back. Another question, which is one that I actually am very split on. Kind of split. I'm kind of split on this one. Yeah, I do quite like that. There are people who use pronouns like this. Yeah, I don't know. To be fair, I might have one saying ask for pronouns. I think there is an ask for pronouns one. But no. So the other one, the keep inventory toggle. So during season 3, it was very split on whether people wanted to keep inventory or not. Like it was almost 50-50. A lot of people wanted it and a lot of people didn't. So what I ended up doing was I set up a toggle, like a personal keep inventory toggle, and anyone who chose to have keep inventory off, which would make it harder for them, they had access to little portable workstations. Like you could have in the menu, there was like a little crafting table or an anvil or anything like that, which you can essentially just bring with you wherever you wanted. Was that good? Was that like a good kind of like reward, not really reward, but kind of good balance? Because I feel as if, I don't know how good of a balance it was, but I still can't think of anything better than that. Because keep inventory, you're intentionally toggling it off, making things harder for you. But you'd get these little workstations on you, which would just be a convenience. That's fair, Bubble. No, I do actually agree with that. I'm thinking, what if like you choose to have it off, but you're close to dying, you just turn it on so you don't lose your stuff. I feel like maybe you can go back to what it was in season 3, where there was just a toggle at spawn instead of you having the toggle on you at all times. Oh yeah, definitely. What I'm going to do in season 4 is if whatever this wherever I'm thinking of having the toggle at spawn instead of in a menu. Which, do you guys agree that's better? Having it like season 3 where it's like a toggle at spawn instead of a toggle on your menu. I'm thinking of doing that. But what I might do is the ender chest side of things won't be there. Or maybe for the first week it's just the crafting table and maybe an anvil or something. It's just like the very basic ones, and then later on the ender chest will come in, just so people who have it off, have keep inventory off and has access, don't just use the ender chest when everyone else can't because they haven't progressed that far yet. No wheat chest at all. Okay, that's actually not a bad point. I think there's definitely some gameplay reason to not have an ender chest on you at all times. And if you do, you have to take up an inventory slot with that. A grave system, I've looked into that. I really don't like grave systems. They always look really buggy, and I just don't like how they work. I did look into that during season 3 though. I did look into it, and it's just not something which I'm really a fan of. I do personally just like the vanilla way of doing it, where it's, you know, keep inventory on or off. But overall, having a toggle, I think, is probably the best way of doing it, because I know people are very split on the entire game mechanic. But no, I will make a note of that. Thank you for that, Lily. It's just having no ender chest in there. /EC... No, not ender chest. Keep inventory off. No access to ender chest. Also toggle at spawn. Not /menu. Cool. I like that. Thank you. So keep inventory toggle, I don't think there's much to really discuss and refine, because I think the only thing that would make it better is having the toggle at spawn or one specific place instead of being in a menu. I agree with that. I have my notes like down here on like a little screen. I have 3 screens now, and the little one is just a tiny little screen. It's tiny. Another one, the number of homes, which was a one which I tried experimenting with throughout season 3. Yeah, so there were 3 numbers that popped up throughout season 3. 0, 3, and 5. Season 3 started with 5. Midway through, it was reduced to 3. Later on, I think, anyway, I brought it back up to 5. I don't think I actually done that. I think it was stayed on 3. But there are some people who said 0, some who said 5. It's very, very split. However, I think with the world being smaller in Season 4, I think 3 might be good. Because the world's going to be much smaller. 2000 by 2000, I'm thinking. Much smaller. Which I think is also good, because if we happen to outgrow that space, we can always just make the build area bigger. It's easier to make a world bigger than it is to make it smaller. Happy with 3? Okay, I feel like 3 is probably a good amount. Because, I don't know, 3, especially in a world that small, you can have one at your house, maybe one at a farm, and then one maybe outside of the build area. Something like that, maybe one in the nether or whatever. If you just don't use them. Yeah, I mean, there's no benefit to not using the homes. It's just a personal thing, which I think is also good to have the option of. There was only 3 at the beginning, shouldn't have used the other 2. That's fair, yeah. In the beginning, the first few months, it was 5. And then it was reduced to 3 midway through. Not like that mattered to some people. Blaz, which I find really funny. He has like, in the end of Season 3, he had like 30 or 40 homes because mods can bypass the home limit. It was funny. He's a mod, I know. It was funny though. I don't mind it because a lot of them were just like admin related ones, but some of them were just him teleporting. It was really funny because I was going through everyone's like home files when I was... Sean, you also had a lot of homes. I mean, I did too. Almost all of us. Lion didn't and Zeph didn't. But me, Sean and Blaz, we all had so many homes at the end of Season 3. It was really funny. But anyway, okay, so 3 homes. Corrupt mods. Nah, we need the admin homes. It's fine. Even Zeph are clean. 3 homes. Got it. That 3 wouldn't include your slash bed. I don't know if that ever worked for anyone, by the way. Has slash home bed ever worked for anyone? Because it works for mods, but I've never heard of it working for anyone. No and yeah. Yeah, so when I know that like when the player's online, I can do slash, for example, I don't know, slash home prim bed. It always sets a home at your bed, an extra one. And that one doesn't go to the home limit, that's just a separate one, just where your bed is. But it seems like some people it doesn't work and some people it does, which is strange. It might just be slash home, I don't know, but when I can see like a list of players' homes and it's titled bed. Lowercase, just bed. Didn't work, okay. Oh my god, it's the funny. We love Snans. We love Snansy Wan. I'm gonna go get Snansy Wansy. No, actually, maybe not. He's not wearing his... I'll show you where it is. Why is he naked? He was just a bit warm, so he took it off. But where is his blue hoodie? Monokuma's wearing it. He's given it to Monokuma. I don't fully remember the reason why I'd done that. I was on a call with Sean. I don't remember anything else. Oh, how cute. And they were roommates. Yampir is, by the way. Yampir says hi. Okay, do you want to have a spare time? Sans went upstream. Oh no! Should I have to type that? They were roommates. Okay, I forgot what I was talking about. I think it was homes. Oh yeah, the home bed and things. Okay, so what happens upstream stays upstream. Yamperis. Right, so, more questions. My mic arm loves making weird sounds. It really does. I don't know why. Right, so with the world border in Season 4 being much smaller, probably in the region of 2000 by 2000, should we still have regions? So in Season 3, there were 5. Started with 4, then Plumagio came later on. We had Bithua, Aqualot, Anubis, and Newkype. Then Plumagio came along. We had 5 regions in 8000 by 8000 world. They didn't really do anything. It was just a cool thing, just to like section off areas of the world. Yeah, it's cool to give a sense of world building. Like, I would like to have regions again in Season 4. I can't think of any like lore reason why they would exist, which is a tricky one. I can't think of anything in terms of lore for why they exist. Do they really need a reason to exist? I don't know. But if they were to exist, I'm thinking there'd be 3 regions. I feel like 3 is a good amount, because 2 is just splits the world in half, and 4 is just too many for such a small area, especially because we're only a small server anyway. 4 would just split us too much. Yeah. Season 3, I mean, most things in Season 3 didn't really matter, because all of it, the entirety of Season 3 can just summarize into, it was a simulation. Season 4's not a simulation. Really confusing if you aren't active, and definitely make it harder for new people, I guess, but also at the same time, like, they don't really do anything. Like, there's not even any like physical borders. Like, they don't do anything. Maybe on the world map I can try and find a way to like have a visible border somewhere, but I'm not sure. Like, I'm very split, because they're cool to like say, oh, I'm from Aqualot. Oh, I have a house in Bithua. I mean, they're not going to be called that. They're going to be called something else. But I also like just naming areas, and like later on in the season, we just have these names, and they just seem really cool. And also, I like how it took like a year, and no one realized that Anubis just translates to like Among Us. But enjoy diplomacy. But no, I'm thinking of having regions. What are like overall? Also, Yampa song. Should there be regions? Should there be regions in Season 4? Just overall, should there be regions? 2 or 3? Probably 3. I'm just very split. Just like yes or no thing. Should there be regions? They'll probably be the same as what they were in Season 3, where they're just metaphorical borders. They're not actual like set in stone borders. Should definitely be all appealing and not like a Season 3 or 2 region because for living. That's true, actually. Like, I only split them up into like the climates. So we had Bithua, which is just like just anything. Aqualot, which is very like snowy. Newkype, which is very deserty, and Anubis, which is like very jungly and swamp. Which sounded cool in my head, but later on in the season that meant that there was absolutely nobody living in Aqualot. I mean, there was Zombie, but they hadn't played for a year. There was pretty much nothing in Newkype besides farms, and then everyone in the server was split between Bithua and Anubis. I still don't even know where me and Sean were. We were in the ocean. I don't know what that would be under. Probably nothing. Probably Aqualot. I don't know. But but if there are going to be like regions, they're all going to be very balanced in what they contain. So I don't know what the biomes are going to be like, but they'd all contain like roughly the. I was in the fucking sussy. Yeah, I forgot I called it the sussy, like the sushi sussy. Definitely don't think there should be regions. That's fair. How come though, Bubble? Because I know it would be like weird for new players, but for new players, it doesn't really. I don't know how much of a difference it makes for them. I don't know. I'm not a new player. I'm the owner, so I'm not sure what it's like for anyone. Like, I would genuinely like to know why. Just because I don't know what it's like from the perspective of someone who's not a moderator or an admin. That's why I'm always up for, like, feedback, by the way, everyone. Like, I genuinely don't know what it's like from your perspectives. I have no idea. Yampiris. Yampiris. Sea life there be left so early, that was 50 million dead names. Oh yeah, that's fair. Regions are cool even if one live in a specific one. Like I could just ignore it and think it would fit into my lore for it. That's fair. When I came to season 3 for the first time, I was very confused when people mentioned it and still am. That's very fair. So what would make that easier for you? Would it be having like a physical border in game? Would it be having a border visible on the Dyn map? Or how about like something popping up on screen when you walk into that region? Very split. I'm very split. Because I do like the idea of regions, but that's also a very good point. It can be confusing for new players, now entering your mother. Would you rather mention actual coordinates when you want to say where a build is, rather than just saying a single word? Like, it's good for, like, categorizing, like, roughly where in a world something is. Because you can be like, oh, yeah, the build is in Bithua. And that slims it down a lot. And then when you're in Bithua, you can just say, oh yeah, roughly where it is. It's by the village or something like that, because it's a much smaller area. But, because I would like to have something like pop up on screen when you walk in the area, but that's really difficult for areas that are not square. Like, you can do it. Like, you can just fly around where the border is with World Guard and just like set the coordinates, and it will make like a kind of like an area. Maybe we can name stuff ourselves, like convenient world building. So, what, like essentially like naming the areas that you're building in. What comes to mind is Empire's SMP. I haven't actually watched like much of it. I watched like the Hermitcraft collab and like 5 of Lizzie's videos. But it seems like they named their areas. So when you go into the area, like you know where you are. Because it's all named. I do quite like that idea though. Where you just name the areas yourself instead of me doing it. Which I do like. Because overall, the world is named Taisha. Like, I named the world Taisha. So canonically, you're always in Taisha, but maybe the areas can be named around where the bases are. Like, let's say, for example, TST2, there's me and Acing with our little sheriff's town, Sean just up the road with his ranch. Let's say we name the area surrounding like both of our bases, I don't know, Sheriff Land or something, I don't fucking know, just as an example. Sheriff Land, sure, Sheriff Land. I don't know why, the first thing that came to mind, name it Red Dead 2. So, TSC2, me and Acing have a little wild western town. There's Sean very close by who has like his ranch. And let's say we had like an area surrounding both of our areas. We called it a name, which for my example was Sheriff Town, even though it's 2 places and it's not a sheriff at all. But as an example, Sheriff Town. That could be marked on the map. Also, I don't know, I'm just really thinking out loud right now. I'm very confused. Sunset will exist near the Ragged Mountain. I don't know, just like naming places yourself instead of having these regions. I'm not sure, you know? It's... Or maybe we can just start off the season without having regions. I don't know, I'm very split. I'm very split on the regions thing. I think it's a good idea. Or like naming the things yourself. I'll do it as a little Twitch poll. Actually, no, I'm not going to do it as a poll. I'm going to do it as a Google form thingy tomorrow. I'll make a note. Feels more personal, more community. I agree, actually. Hang on. Naming regions. Hang on. Players naming areas / regions themselves. Areas surrounding bases or something? I don't know. No Libby set regions. All done by the players instead. My notes don't make much sense. Sunset will exist near Nowhere Hills. I like that though. Just like people naming landmarks so I don't have to do it. I spent so long at the very start of season 3 looking over the entire map and just thinking, what should I call this? Sussy. Mount Tasha. New Kype. Something like that. 3 big regions, sub-regions inside those regions. Maybe. I just feel like it would be a bit too complicated. I don't know. I feel like, especially if the world is much smaller, like 2000 by 2000, that's a very small world. That is a pretty small world. So it could just be... Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because bear in mind, the world has been much smaller in Season 3. Season 3, the building area was 8,000 by 8,000. Season 4, I'm thinking 2,000 by 2,000. That's tiny. Absolutely minuscule. So I think it's just too small for regions. Yeah. I think instead of like titling it building area, maybe the building area can be the region. Yeah, player name. So what if like inside the building area it's called New Bithua or something, and everyone lives inside New Bithua, and that's just the building area. Regardless, I was planning on doing something similar anyway because it's just called Tasha. It's always called Tasha. The world is always Tasha. I don't know, that's something to think about, but I do really like the idea of people naming the areas themselves, so I don't have to do it. So let's say Rose lives right next to a mountain. Let's say Rose lives in the jungle because she wants to live in the jungle, so she lives in the jungle. Right next to the jungle there's a mountain, and she wants to call it Mount Sunset or something, I don't know. On the map, that could be marked as Mount Sunset. Like, it doesn't have to have a builder there for it to be marked. It can just be a thing marked on the map, and it just... I don't know. Is that a track or a command? The start space where we build a start... Yeah, I still want to do that, by the way. That's another question. So, okay, yeah, player named locations, I would love the idea of that. Now, this was an idea which has been thrown back and forth for a while now. Do we want to have a starter area, like a starter town? Like, at the very start of the season, there's like one small area that we all just live in for the first couple of months or whatever, the first month or so. We all just live in this really tight town, and then once we outgrow it, we just go wherever we want. I would just really like the idea of that. Once again, for like thinking back to like Hermitcraft or whatever, at the start of season 9, they all had like the spawn was like this big river in the middle, and everyone lived on the outside of this river. And I think that was really cool, just like having a town. And then thinking back to season 2, Taetoe season 2, where there was Kype, the original Kype. There were people living in that town. Season 3 we had Bithua, which most people left. I think everyone actually left. There was Toshi who's still there, but she never really played. So the people living in there. Then there was New Kype, which started as a starter town, but then it outgrew. You suggested one big starter base where we all get a small chunk to build our section. Yeah, I feel like that'd be very hard to organise, but that does tie into something which I do want to mention. It's not really Taetoe related, it's just a side thing that I want to talk about. So at the end of the PowerPoint stream, also yes, Rose and Benji, I still need to record yours, I'm aware of that. At the end, I think Lion mentioned like doing more similar things, and the idea that immediately like clicked in my head was something Minecraft related. Now this is a silly one, very silly idea that I want to throw out there. It's not Taetoe related, we'll go back to that in a second, but I just want to talk about this. What if, for a stream or whatever, there'd be a bit of preparation beforehand. This isn't going to all happen on one stream, but the final thing will. Let's say I give everyone like a 15 by 15 room in Minecraft on a creative world, not survival, but I give everyone like a 15 by 15 by 15 room, and they need to build like a challenge or a puzzle or something, anything in that room, right? And at the end, I'll get everyone's rooms, attach them together, and I need to go from each room, just go through them. So let's say I walk into the first room and it's Lions, and he's built a puzzle of some kind or a challenge of some kind, I don't know, but I need to get to the other door, right? There'll be two doors, the entrance and the exit. I need to get from one door to the other. Maybe that can be a puzzle. I need to answer his questions or something, and he'll open the door. whatever. I go in, and then I go into Rose's room, and she's like, "Oh, yes, I have hidden a diamond in one of these barrels or something. I have to find the diamond," and then the door opens. And the next one, maybe someone's built parkour. I need to get to the other door, something like that. Obviously not 15 by 15, but just that kind of concept. Would you want to do that? Because I really like that idea. Obviously, like on the stream, it'll be me going through them, but like afterwards, I'll probably do a world download so everyone else can play them themselves. Taetoe Shrine, a humongous test of strength. Just that kind of idea where there's like, everyone has a room. Obviously not 15 by 15, but bigger, whatever. That's just an idea. And it's just 2 doors. That's it. The template is just a big room with a door on opposing walls. You can do whatever you want in between them to unlock that door. It sounds like it'll be really fun for a stream. Okay, I'll make a note of that being something to do, because I would love that idea. Okay, cool. I made note of that. Just be something to look into, because I think that kind of idea would be really cool. Anyway, back to Taetoe. So we've talked about keep inventory. We've talked about the regions, which most likely not going to have regions. There might be a name for the building area, but no actual regions, I think, and everyone just names the landmarks around them. 3 homes. Keep /menu, just have less teleport points. Keep the hat wardrobe. Go for the separate building areas. Have the biomes inside the build area be smaller. That's another thing. Also, the keep inventory toggle, have it at spawn instead of in your pocket at all times. There is more. Very split on Elytra. That's one I'm very, very split about. Because obviously Elytra is crucial for big builds. Like, you cannot do a big build without Elytra. I mean, you can, but it's much, much harder. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like... I feel like, yeah, letting yourself decide for yourself instead of just telling you, yes, you're not going to play with Elytra. I don't know. The month or two that TST2 has been going on, I've realised that just not using Elytra is really fun. Yeah. Obviously, I'm not going to stop people from getting Elytra. I'm just trying to think of a way to, like... Because, like, even, like, Mojang devs, they know that Elytra is very overpowered, but they can't get rid of it because it's just so crucial to the game now. And I don't want to remove it, because everyone likes it. Including myself, I do like Elytra. It's a necessity with big builds. I just really, like, I don't like how when you have Elytra, like, using boats, using horses, just goes. You don't have any reason to do that anymore. An idea which I'm probably not going to do, because this will upset people, including myself as well probably, is making rockets more expensive. Like, they would require like a side ingredient to be able to use rockets, but probably not going to do that. I might just have to do it, have it be a case of deciding yourself, because I can't really get rid of Elytra because it's just so crucial to the game. Yeah, it probably wouldn't. So yeah, I'm going to leave Elytra as it is. I'm not going to touch it. Leave it as the vanilla way. Another question, which I didn't actually write down, I completely forgot about it. So we tested this in TSE2, and I want to know if I should do it again for Season 4. Keeping the End and Nether off limits for the first week or so. That's a question which I'm very not sure, because start of TSE2, the Nether was off limits for the first 2 weeks. I think it was 2 weeks. 1 week or 2, I think it was 2 weeks. The Nether was off limits, which, yes, harmed some redstone builds. Anything that uses redstone. But it also slowed down progression. So like you could work on a base, but oh yeah, I need glowstone, or whatever. So I'm going to leave it for now. I'm going to do this other thing, and it forces you to slow down and rethink what you're doing. And then once the nether opens up, you can be like, oh yeah, I really needed warped wood. I really needed these mushrooms, or I really needed soul sand for a bubble elevator, or anything like that. Yeah, I'm split because blocking off the end has more of an impact than blocking off the nether. The end will almost definitely like be restricted for the first couple of weeks. I'm not sure by how much. Yeah, I still like one thing I did love about TSC2 is how no one had elytra. No one was zooming all over the place. And I really liked how much more communal that felt, because you can just walk up to someone and say hi instead of having to zoom in with elytra, which also is really bad for me because my internet sucks. And I can't follow the elytra without my chunks struggling to load and everything. But I do feel as if restricting the nether for just 1 week, just so the first week is just purely spent doing the very vanilla things, getting diamond armor and whatever. Then the nether opens after that 1 week. Then maybe 2 weeks later the end opens. So there's a good few weeks of no end. And then the end opens and anyone who's gotten bored of the server comes back, gets elytra, gets shulker boxes, whatever. Should I do that? What are your thoughts on that, individuals? What are your thoughts on blocking off the dimensions? Because I'm split, because the nether, I would like to still have it restricted, but not for too long. I think it was restricted for like 2 weeks in TST2, and I felt that was a bit too long. I feel like restricting the nether for just 1 week would be nice, because that's enough time for you to build your starter bases, build whatever, and then once you're like, oh yeah, I really need blaze rods, or I really need a beacon, or warped wood, about a week would have passed. For most people, of course, there's those people who rush ahead, which would probably be me if I need warped wood, which I really did need a lot in Season 3. But, I don't know, I feel like I did 3 more slides. Okay, awesome. I didn't want to get around to it, but I will get to it sometime soon. For the end that early, almost like elytras. Yeah, elytras are big. Elytras are a big thing. So I don't know. Maybe I can try and do what it was in Hermitcraft Season 7 or 8. I can't actually remember who done this, or when, or whatever. But there was, in one of the seasons, there was someone who had like a little game or something where it's like you get trophies or medals, whatever it was, for the longer that you don't have elytra. It's Scar Season 8. Okay, thank you. I forgot who it was. I didn't watch Scar. I was watching Green and Scar. But, thank you, Lily. But doing something like that, where it's like, yes, you're still more than welcome to use elytra, but if you're one of those who's like me, who maybe don't want to, you can get this cool little thing to show for it or something. Would that be cool? Would that be cool? Because that doesn't restrict elytra, but it gives a cool incentive to not use them for anyone who doesn't want to use them. Cool. Tem Shop is very unfitting right now. I'm going to skip ahead from Tem Shop. Excuse me. Not metals. Medals / trophies for those who don't use elytra. Maybe instead of medals and trophies, they could be hats. They could be hats. You can get like this cool hat on your head if you don't use elytra for something. I don't know. No, not Tem disrespect. We love Tem. Okay, so that's a cool thing. I do have more questions. A couple more. And it's an interest. I'm getting really like croaky. I have like barely been speaking the past couple of days. Like barely. Until the stream started, the only person I had physically spoken to was Mayro. she wanted to call because she beat Tears of the Kingdom last night and she really wanted to ramble about it. Trophy and substance I'm never going to be used to do another museum. That's fair. The season 3 museum took me a while, and I'm the bloody owner. I do really like the museum though. That is the one in season 3. The season 2 one was really impressive when we done that. But I do have another question, and this one is one to think of. It's not a very important one. It's not like a game-changing one. It's just a cool thing on the server. But I also want to show off the museum. It was bigger because we had way more. Yeah, we had so many just random things in season 2. There was a lot in season 3 as well. I just didn't show most of them. But here's the season 3 museum. I'm sure everyone's seen this by now. But you can see the Patreon boxes with all of the players' heads. Anyone who was a Patreon at any point during the season has their heads here. And then there are the mods. And the acing head one was great. But I gave all of the mods little titles so that we have Sean Echoless, Guardian of the Skies, because he had Divine Beast for Kato. He has a little lead. Then he has a little horn. Then there's Blaz, who's Guardian of the Sea, because he really likes his tridents. I'm still really annoyed that I couldn't do like custom tridents, I just couldn't do them. I don't know why I gave Blaz a dumpy touch. I just did. Oh wait, no, this isn't a dumpy, that's his custom trident. I just don't have the resource pack on. And then I'm Guardian of Tasha, because I couldn't think of anything else that I would be. I'm not really a Guardian of anything, I'm like the trolliest person on the server. There's Zeph, Guardian of the Economy, ? He's not the Guardian of the Economy. I mean, he could have been. But he, to be fair, he had Zeph coin, he just didn't do anything with it, which protected the economy. There's Lion, who was just Guardian of Comedy. He's meant to be holding a chess piece, but it's turned into the dumpy touch. Lion's Guardian of Comedy because he always has the dumb moments, it's great. There's this wall full of items. More items just don't really show up because I haven't got the resource pack on. And then there's the acing wall. Acing died so much in season 3 that his heads can be found in almost any given chest in anyone's base. There were so many of them. Which, yes, like there's some here, like it's overflowing. There's so many acing heads. It's great. Okay, I have my last question. My last bit. Actually, I have 2 more questions, sorry, but this is the last world-related one. And it's, should we have another shopping district? The seasons have been very split and mixed with shopping districts. Season 1 had one, Season 3 had one, Season 2 didn't. Yes, okay, cool. So we are in agreement then. I do think there should be shopping district again. Cool, so we're on the same boat. The questions are about what the shopping district will be. So first off, should it be at spawn? Bear in mind, the spawn for Season 4 is going to be the spawn for Season 2. But destroyed. So do we want to have the shop? It's not going to use the mall. The mall is going to be destroyed pretty much, but it did. The Season 3 shopping district was a really big thing. But I'm thinking, should maybe the Season 4 shopping district be near spawn? Okay, so near spawn. So I have 2 ideas for where the shopping district can be. Either A, at spawn, or B, because I've been so obsessed with Zelda recently, in the sky. I really want to have... I want to build something in the sky. Like, really badly want to build something in the sky. I'll show you what I've done recently. Building the islands would be very difficult. But I feel like maybe there's some way we can get to work. I don't know. But this is a thing that I built the other day. I've been obsessed with Zelda. So I built this, obviously there's no bottom to the island, but it's in the sky. And what if we just have a shopping district where everything's on like an island, there's like bridges connecting them. Bottom. Sure in the sky. Honestly, we're gonna have this grass so it looks like the Zelda grass. I've been obsessed with Zelda so much. But like it would be annoying to build the islands, I agree. But what if someone's shop is literally just building more islands and the people build on top of them. I feel, oops, I almost dropped that. But I feel like, what if, I don't know, maybe it could be a case of, I don't know, maybe, I mean, Season 3, actually, Season 1 and 3, the 2 seasons with shopping districts, the shopping districts were not a thing at the beginning of the season. They all came midway through. Need to hydrate. So, what if, for the first few months of the season, before there's any reason to have a shopping district, we spend some time making the islands in the sky, and then later on, we build the shops on top of those islands. I don't know, I think like visually, like that would look amazing. Like, let's say there's islands dotted all over the place, they all have shops on them, they're all spread out. Yeah, that's true, there could be both. It could be like, it could be both, it could be on the ground, but also in the sky. I'm trying to think of how that could look, but I don't know, I'm really like into the idea of sky islands recently. But to be fair, I don't know if I'm going to be like overwhelmed with sky stuff, because I want to build my base in the sky. So I don't want to be too much sky. So I'm a little split on this. Because all I know is I definitely don't want another shopping district and in the desert. That was so much work making that look cool. I want it to be grass. I want grass. But I don't know, I feel like a shopping district in the sky would look amazing. But at the same time, it would be a lot harder. It'd be a lot harder to make a cool looking shop if it's in the sky. Because you'd have to build the islands around it or whatever. But that would look so much nicer. You have all of these little islands and they're all connected by little bridges, and it'd be really cool for anyone with elytra. But at the same time, once again, it's harder. Desert shopping district was cool, but even when we decided it would be in the desert, I thought, oh sure, yeah, I was a bit split on it. I wanted to go for the forest one, just due to lack of sunlight. That's true. I mean, I was thinking of doing it over the ocean, so it doesn't really make that much of a difference. But that's also true. I don't know, I really want to go for something in the sky, but it's down to everyone, not just me. Because yes, a shopping district on the ground would be massively easier, so much easier. But at the same time, look at this, it'd be awesome. Hey Ham, okay, I will catch you up on the things that we've settled on. If you have any thing to say about these, please do say, because this is everyone's feedback, not just yours. So I've made notes on everything. So just like TST2, there's a build area, and outside the build area gets reset. Everything inside of the build area will be a smaller biome, so smaller biomes inside the build area, normal outside. Keep inventory off. Players have no access to their ender chests. Also, the keep inventory toggle will be at spawn instead of in the menu. 3 homes instead of 5. Instead of having regions like Season 3, players name the areas around them themselves. So you name the area by your base, or the mountain just a few hundred blocks away, or the pond next to you, anything like that, you name them instead of the regions. And not touching elytras, like I'm not going to restrict them in any way aside from the end being off limits for the first 2 weeks. However, anyone who doesn't use elytra for a period of time will get like medals or trophies or hats or something. Not sure yet, that's just a thing that I'll probably do at some point. Right now we're talking about shopping districts. Shopping districts likely will be a thing. Actually no, it will be a thing. We're going to have a shopping district in Season 4. We're just talking about what it would be. There's a mix between people wanting it to be on the ground, just like a normal season, like an on-ground shopping district, or one in the sky. Like I built this, it's just like a little mock-up of a little sky place. But the idea could be like, it's a bunch of islands dotted all over the place, and they have shops on them with bridges connecting them, and that kind of thing. With the darkness in the islands, maybe a black market. That could be cool. What if, because actually, so underneath the islands, it would be very dark. Excuse me. Everything under the islands would be really dark. So what if I change the biome underneath the islands to this one. The one with the black grass. So everything is complete darkness. Or something, I don't know. Sky could be cool, require a warp and be very moved from the rest of the stuff. That's true, to be fair. That's true. It would be very difficult to get to for anyone who doesn't use Elytra and would require warps, like you said. Very true. Also, I made this white biome. I set everything to be complete white, but it made it a bit grey. It will build a stairway to heaven. It was meant to be a cum biome, but it just made it a bit more grey. It just doesn't look that good. Place anywhere with Skylands. I don't know, just I want to go the Zelda route and just Sky Islands. And also, what if I'm like, oh yeah, because season 2 things will be coming back. What if I just throw anywhere up into the sky or something? The flashback biome. Like, I don't know, with the Skyland stuff. Very split. Yeah. That's fair, no, I get that. Yeah, human. The Great Papyrus. Sans is over there with Monokuma. Bridge of staircase up to the islands on the ground. It's split. That's fair. I'm very split because I think a shopping district in the sky would be cool, but it would be really difficult because every time you want to build a shop, you have to build the islands. You have to make it look cool. Yeah. You have to build the shop on top of that, make sure it's the right size, and it just sounds really complicated, and yeah, getting up here without a warp would just be meh. Or unless it's a case of like there's waterfalls coming down from the side, and those waterfalls could like contain like a bubble elevator to shoot you up. I think that could look cool. Yeah, there will be people who don't finish the islands, which is just a given. Bubble elevator. So I feel like I think a sky shopping district could look really cool if everyone was on board with it. But because it's split, we shouldn't do it, which is understandable. I do get that. There's a lot of disadvantages to building it in the sky like this. It'd take a lot of work. I mean, I'm going for like this kind of look for my base anyway. Yeah, it's a very all or nothing idea, which is understandable. So I feel like maybe some places could look like this, but maybe not a shopping district. Because I still kind of want to like do a shopping district at spawn anyway. And because the season 4 spawn is pretty much the same location as the season 2 spawn, we can just repurpose that place to be the shopping district. What if it's just like the roads are like poorly plastered on top of the old ones? I don't know, but like kind of like a restoration project of the season 2 spawn, but turning it into a shopping district. I think that could look really cool if done correctly. Shopping, underground shop. You can't really see anything. They don't really look that good. Regardless, the shopping district won't be a thing from the very start of the season. It'll be a thing a few months in, just like with season 1 and 3. Not 2, because there wasn't a shopping district in 2. There was just everyone building their own places. And season 2 was the season of Amazon and IKEA, which was an interesting one. They were like the only shops. So an area that can expand to this range. Yeah, that's true. Be very restrictive. I think doing something in the sky would be really cool, but definitely not a shopping district. Definitely not a shopping district. If you're in control. Okay, so that's pretty much. There's still one more question, which is the big question: the release date. Which, yeah, I'm not sure about that, like, at all. I don't know when to start the season. So, Minecraft 1.20 comes out on June 7th. It'll take a few weeks for plugins to update and everything like that, and mods and everything like that. So the very, very earliest, late June. Late June, early July. I'm thinking, I mean, is there like any specific dates that work for anyone? Like, I know with Ham, he said, don't start until after this day. And I want to make sure we start it on a day which is good for pretty much everyone. Anytime in July. Late June or later should be fine. Okay. Because I am thinking of starting like early July. I think July is a good time. Hey Prim. Prim, we're asking the big question of when to start. Late June is fine. Okay, so just roughly, because I don't know when people... I mean, those who go to school and things, I don't know when to start would be best. After 23rd, definitely will be after 23rd. Definitely after 23rd. That's fair as... Yes, we'll talk about when to end TST2 after this. Just trying to think of a date to start Season 4 first. Being late July, but it only affects you, so definitely ignore you. Late July. I think that's a bit too late, but... Let's have a job cut tells you shop. Okay, Wolf. So, anytime after the 23rd for Prim. So sometime early July. When's the first Saturday? It'll definitely start on a Saturday. That's like the best day for most people. July 1st is a Saturday. July 1st is a Saturday. I'm going to try some dates, right? How is July 1st for people? Just yes or no. Is that okay for people? July 1st. Hang on. Okay. So July 1st is good. I mean, only Prim said yes, so I'm not sure. Just overall, early July. Like, July 1st, is that fine? We need TLDR. We're just talking at release dates. I'll keep you up to track on what happens, in a second. We're just talking about which day is best. Probably. So July 1st is a Saturday. I like the idea of July 1st. Okay. I'm just trying to think. We have limited amount of time to pay. That's fair, Bubble, which sucks. That's the thing. I'm just trying to like find a day which is great for pretty much everyone. Bubble's not fully free until late July, which is a bit later on than I'd like. Which sucks. Exam week ends on 30th of June, so July 1st is actually great for you. That's awesome. Okay, that's good. It's like the next day as well. July 1st is great for you. Okay. I'm thinking July 1st. I'm thinking Taetoe Season 4 will start on July 1st. I'll make a note of that. Everything we're discussing on here, by the way, I'm gonna get a Makoto GIF. I'll make a GIF in a second. As I am. That's Wolf. Okay, so July 1st is good for almost everyone, which sucks for Bubble. It definitely does suck for them. But, because July 1st will be definitely late enough that all the plugins and mods should be ready. So July 1st is almost a certain, like, guaranteed able to do that. July 1st. Everything we're discussing right now, though, I'm going to put it in the little... I'm going to do like a little Google form thingy tomorrow. A little survey thing. And it'll just be to like confirm or deny the things that we've kind of like settled on during this. I've made notes of the things that we've come up with. Just to make notes of it, really. That's fair, Pablo. It sucks for you, though. Because we would love to have you there. But availability and stuff. Right, Zeph, for your sake, I'll go over the things I've made notes on. So, the build area will be 2,000 by 2,000. Excuse me. And everything in that area will be smaller biomes. Not tiny, not teeny tiny, but smaller so that we can fit in more biomes. Outside of the build area, normal world generation, untouched. The actual world size will be 20,000 by 20,000, so massive. Keep inventory off players will no longer have access to the ender chest, but still have everything else, just not ender chests. Also, the keep inventory toggle will be at spawn instead of their /menu, just to balance it a bit better. Also, 3-player homes instead of 5. Instead of having regions, like we've done in Season 2 and 3, instead we would have players naming the regions themselves. So the example I keep giving is, let's say Rose lives next to a pond, she can name the pond. There's a little mountain next to her, she can name the mountain. Instead of me being like, oh yes, you are in Newkype, you name the area yourself. I'm not going to affect Elytra in any way, that's going to be completely vanilla. But what I will do as a little side thing, it's not going to be like a full admin thing, just the thing that I want to do is maybe like giving medals and trophies and cool hats to people who don't use the Elytra for a period of time. Just because I want to like de-incentivize it, but also not ban it or anything. And on top of that, starting, most likely, I'm not going to promise anything yet because I still want to go through things on this Google form thingy, but likely starting July 1st. Also, shopping district by spawn. Not in the sky. I was thinking about having like a sky shopping district, but it would be really cool, but too much to ask everyone to stick to, which is understandable. Like Zedaf in Hermitcraft. I forgot who it was. I heard Iskal. But then if it was Iskal or Zedaf, I don't know who it was. That's where the idea came from, yes. Make things more personal. Yeah, I like that idea. I do like the idea of making things more personal. Instead of me just categorizing everything into Bithua, Newkype, or whatever I end up calling the regions, it could be you name it yourself. Like, let's say, I keep saying Rose for some reason, but let's say Rose has this little place. There's sunset, there's a pond, there's a mountain. She wants to call it Sunsetia, I don't know. That would be the name of the area. It's not a huge region, it's just a small area by her place, which is just named. Rose main character. I'll just keep giving Rose an example. I did it earlier on the stream and it's stuck. Among Us Town. I would love just... This is a thing like that. Making things more personal. We see Among Us Town would have Sunset or something. Sunset won't exist. Rose and C keep saying it. Well, it's not going to exist. It's not going to exist. I would love to see it exist. I was named Kironians, followers of Kairot. Like, genuinely, if Sunset exists, I will be severely impressed. Like, as a full shop, by the way. A fully stocked, actual shop that they can look at and say, oh, this is complete. I would really like to see it. And I hope I'm not putting you down. I just genuinely would like to see it actually exist. What was Wolfmania? Was that the little cobblestone building you built in Season 2? It will exist. In fact, I will put it over priority of your actual base. Oh god, okay. Okay, so July 1st is when we will likely start Season 4. Once again, I'm going to go over this in a Google form tomorrow or something. Last question is when to end TSD2. Because I don't want it to be a case of, oh yeah, it's going to end June 30th. No, I need a good few weeks to end off TST and then get Season 4 ready. Yeah, not very soon. It'll be after 120 releases. Definitely, because I still have builds to do. I need to end my series. I mean, I'm not going to end it. I'm going to just... What I'm thinking of doing... I want to clear this up with you all so you're not completely out of the loop. What I'm thinking of doing for the ending of TST2, just so it's cool for the video, is there's going to be like a little crack at spawn, and that crack's going to get bigger and bigger, just in the ground, just a crack, and then that crack will open up on like the last day, and we will jump into this crack, and then the screen goes black, and then we wake up in Season 4. Because TST2 isn't a canon thing, but I just need to make it flow for the video. I can't just end a video and the next one starts in a brand new world. I need it to like flow. So I would like it if TST2 ended sometime after June 7th, because that's when 120 releases. So it releases on a Wednesday, and I would like it to end on a Saturday. There's June 10th, which is a Saturday? Or is that like not enough time? June 17th, sorry, June 10th. Is June 10th too close? That's like 2 weeks. That is 2 weeks today. I don't know if that's enough time. Because I have an entire video that I need to get done. Or unless we go for June 17th. We could do June 17th. So that gives an extra week, so that's 3 weeks away from today. June 17th might work for me. Yeah? Just trying to think about it, because June 17th, it'll give time for beta versions of plugins to be ready, so I can get things ported to the mod-only version of Season 4. It's no for you. I mean, it's your PC, Will, if you keep mentioning that. Plus, you didn't play TST anyway. Wah! So June 17th. June 17th fine to end TST? June 17th is what I'm gonna write. Among Us. What would the suggest reward? It's like the do I even have that as a thing on here? I have Jim. I could add that as a lovely reward. Okay, so end TST2 June 17th. Maybe. Once again, it'll be in the Google form. But we'll talk about all of this. Is there anything that I still have to go over? I don't think so. I've made notes of everything that I wanted to talk about, and everything else has been mentioned. I think I've made these notes and stuff. Is there anyone who has anything to ask about Taetoe? Questions of any kind? Because I want this season to be really good. I want Season 4 to be amazing. If anyone has genuinely any questions, please ask them. I would like to answer these questions. Because questions are also really good because they get me thinking. Is Season 4 only going to last a year like Season 3? I'm very split on that actually. Because Season 3, it lasted 2 updates. It started in 118, it updated to 119 and then stopped before 120. But because they're now back to doing it yearly updates, I'm not sure. Unless, I don't know, because it depends on how far away 121 is. because I like doing it around the update. So there's like a month or so before the next big update, but it'll definitely be over a year long. Definitely over a year. I felt like season 3 was a good length, and that one was just over a year. Yeah, it does. I'm not hyped for 120 at all, because most of the features are in TST2. They're not like the fully developed versions, it's just normal cola off-brand. Lovely long elevator. But most of the 120 features were in TST2. Not fully developed, still beta versions. It's just a bottle. That's just what they look like. But I lost my train of thought. Great. It's like, it's black. It's cola. But no, like, I'm not hyped for 120 because there's not really that much that isn't already in the experimental version of 1.19.4. Like there's like a new plant, the sniffer is complete, more pottery shards and stuff. Yeah, that was a problem. Season 3 was a good length, but the last few months were very dead. What I'm thinking of doing, I don't mind throwing this out there just to get opinions, but I noticed that season 3, it started off very active, died, came back a little bit, then died again about halfway through. One thing I'm thinking of doing is midway through season 4's lifespan, we pause the server. I'm thinking midway through we pause it for a few weeks and then do Spudded Season 2. I'm thinking instead of what we done with Spudded Season 1, where Spudded Season 1 and Season 3 happened at the same time, we pause Season 4, do Spudded, then go back to Season 3. So that gives a break so that we don't have to, you know, so that after the break we're all more like, you know, refreshed, I guess, to play more Season 4. I don't know. What do you guys think of that? Just like genuinely, like, would that be cool? Because I feel as if having a break, like this is once again like another example of me looking at Hermitcraft and thinking, oh, they done that and it worked well. Could we do that? And the example is when they went to Empires for a month. When they came back, they were all refreshed to work on their bases again. Because they, like before they went to Empires, some of them were getting a bit burnt out and whatnot. They went to Empires, had a bit of a chill month where they didn't do anything too crazy, but then they came back to Hermitcraft and they were just ready and good to go because they've been refreshed. So what if we tried doing that in Taetoe Season 4? So we go for however long. Once we all start to get a bit burnt out from Season 4, we have like a month or so where we play Spudded Season 2 and then go back to Season 4 afterwards, maybe refreshed and a bit less burnt out. Major events semi-frequently, so require some prepping on our sides. Yeah, it's just the case of knowing what these events are. Because I don't know what to do. I'm like the only one who really like plans these and I don't know what to do with them. Like there's the lore events which happen, but I don't know what to do with them. It's really difficult. I have like no ideas for these major events. Like maybe something can happen in the world and it changes some things, but I don't know what those things would be. It's really hard to think of like these major events. Because these events have to be like big enough that it brings people back, but also not too big that it annoys people by what it does or whatever. It's really difficult, I'm not really sure. Yeah. More events for fun rather than... Well, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Like, there was the one which added Plamagia in Season 3. Grabbed an entire section of the world and just made it blue, which I thought was quite cool. But it didn't really do anything lore-wise. I think the lore reason was just Taetoe was bored one day or something. I don't think there's any lore reason. I think just Taetoe was bored or something. I don't know. But just something silly like making a biome blue or whatever. I don't know. But also, back to what Rose said 4 minutes ago. I do like what they did with 120. It's cool. But no, so back to the whole break in the middle of the season. What are your thoughts on that? Like, everyone, like, overall, what are your thoughts on that? Because I feel like midway through Season 3, I think we all got pretty burnt out. We all, like, stopped playing completely about halfway in. So at that kind of cut-off point where we all, like, stop playing, what if we just start Season 2, sort of spudded, and brought always 2 bits of land into the sky, actually 3 bits of sky, write cryptid notes about them, shoot lasers in a triangle and paint the land blue. Like, I think I was split on the canonical reason. I was split between Taetoe being bored, so they do that, and Blaz doing it for some reason. Did I dumpy touch you? I did. I did. You got dumpy touched. Rose got dumpy touched. It's in the video. It's really cool. I would show it, but that'll be Taetoe episode 5. I made a dumpy trap at Rose's place. And it worked! I didn't think it would work, but it did! Okay, so no one has any opinions on the mid-season break thing. So I guess it's something to still think about. Because we're on top of the plate. Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. That works for me. That wasn't intentional, I just done it there. There was a door, thinking that you'd walk through the door. No, it's not really that wolf. It's building, mostly. It seems, anyway. Rose has the dumpy! Okay, so I'll make a note saying mid-season split, question mark? Yeah, it's the motivation that dies. No solid opinions. Yeah, no solid opinions because no one seems to be sure on it, including me, really. I feel, my perspective is every single season that's happened, by midway through, we all get burnt out, which is to be expected. There's only so long you can play a Minecraft world before you get a bit burnt out. So having like a break where the server actually stops and we start playing modded for a month, and then after that time we get bored and we want to go back to vanilla, Taetoe's there, ready. I feel like that might be really nice for our motivation. Like, that works with anything where you're burnt out, you have a break, and then chances are you get a bit more fuel. That happens with everything, but having like an actual like hard break from Taetoe with the server is you physically cannot join it. That might be cool. And then once you come back, there could be like a lore event that's happened, and maybe the world's a bit different. I don't know. I feel like that could be cool. Yeah, that's fair, Lion. I'm pretty much the same. It's the motivation to build for me. Like, I have builds. Like, I've been a bit burnt out from building on TSC2 recently. Like, I haven't really wanted to. I've got a bit more fuel, a bit more motivation. I want to get the town ready before the season ends. Nah. It might just be, oh yeah, we want to take a nap. I don't know, the lore reasons probably wouldn't matter that much. Maybe the break can just not be canon or something. For the adventure aspect, I mean, that's fair. Which is going to be great for you in Season 4, because the world's going to be massive. Just everything outside the build area gets reset. I'm a bit worried when it comes to the build area, because I need to think of a way to make it more clear when someone leaves the build area. right now, whenever you go to the Nether, it shows that you've left the build area, but you haven't. But it's the way the message works. I need to do it a bit differently. But I don't know. Much bigger area, much bigger world in Season 4. But the building area is much smaller, but everything else like gets reset often. It could be cool. Alright, Prem, good luck revising. I'll probably be ending in a moment anyway. I'm out of questions. I've talked about everything that I've needed to talk about. But I think the reason I barely play now is because I have so much to do at uni, and when I have free time I'd rather do something else. Which is shame, in vacuum I like to play on Taetoe, and I want to spend time on Taetoe is a bigger picture. Yeah, that's fair. And you're not the only one. I do understand that. Where you want to play on the server, but you've got life, you know, you have things to do, which sucks. It's lovely seeing you on the server, but yeah, things to do which are more important, which is, yes, do the more important things. So I don't think I have a certain building area. The Nether will... Oh, that's a good point, actually. I hadn't thought of that. I'm thinking the Nether just won't reset. It'll be bigger, just like the end. With the end, what I'm going to do, just what I did with Season 3 is the main island and the chunks surrounding the warps stay, and everything else delete, except farms and things. And the Nether, I'm thinking of just deleting the inactive chunks. Instead of having a specific area, I can just be like, oh yeah, these chunks have barely ever been used, let's delete them. And I think that's probably a good way of doing it. That's how we done it in Season 2. The world was pretty big, like 75,000 big, really big. And resetting the inactive chunks helped. So that's probably what I'm going to do. I'm probably, in the Nether and End, reset the inactive chunks, and the overworld only reset everything outside of the build area. So essentially, Nether and End, everything's essentially the building area, unless you don't build there. Hopefully that makes sense. I'll make a note of that. Nether/End only reset inactive chunks. So active for less than an hour or whatever. Or half an hour, whatever. Just that kind of idea. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else I need to ask while we're all here discussing Taetoe politics. We're on track 77. We've listened a lot. We're on Asgore. What else needs to be asked? Like, there are more things that I want to ask about, but they're not really important things. Things like, oh, the Taetoe search keys. Definitely bringing those back, by the way. The Dumpy Touch. Definitely coming back. There's just variations on them and whatever. One thing's for certain, though. What is it, Lion? What thing's for certain? The impurities. I think maybe we can have like a building contest area as well. That could be cool. Where it's like a build battle or something, but in survival. You are in debt to the Mafia Man, and if you think you can go through the finale with no payoff on this plot thread, you're dead wrong. I am in debt to the Mafia Man. What are you going to do about it? There is an imposter among us. Bum 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 bum. Sussy wussy. My throat's starting to die. So unless anyone has any like last questions related to Taetoe, any questions, I will be ending off in a moment. Trying to make a cool country. Oh yeah, that's another thing that I want to make notes of. A starter town. Starter town. Where like we all live in one small town, we come up with a really cool name for it, and we all just live there for the first month or whatever. Piss flower, piss flower, piss flower. Is flower your piss flower? Yes, piss flower, piss flower. My throat is dying. My voice is dying. And I've already been live for 2 hours. Okay. Everything I've made notes on, my little word pad I've mentioned. Everything. I want Patreon to work a bit differently in Season 4. Like, Patreon boxes aren't going to be a thing. One thing I tried during TST2 was Patreons have access to more hats in the hat wardrobe. Is that a good way of doing it? I'm not sure if that's a good way of doing it. I think so. Where instead of having monthly Patreon boxes, you just get more hats. You have permissions for more hats, and every now and then I'll add in more. I think that's probably a good way of doing it. And overall you get more hats. Because Patreon boxes, you get like 3 a month. And you only get the ones that you paid for. Yeah, early access? I guess so, yeah. Maybe after like half a year or whatever. Or I don't know, however long. Those Patreon hats can just become public hats or something like that. I don't know, there's obviously going to be some new hats which are for everyone kind of thing. But, I don't know, I do like the idea of you pay $2 a month or $3, I think it's like $3 a month. And you get like a bunch of hats which you can wear. They do. Wolf, they do. They do. It's the helmets aren't visible, but you can put your helmet in the hat slot. I am not adding loot boxes. No. Never. Like, you can put your helmet into the hat slot and it adds the enchantments and the armor value onto the hat, but it still has the visual of being the hat. Anyway, yeah, I mean, that was a loot box, but that was more or less not an admin one. Like the city ones where it's like, oh yeah, you pay a diamond block and you can get these really cool blocks, but you could also get some shit. You know, but it's not like really terrible chances, but by definition, yeah, that was a loot box. But I mean, like, the paying real money one, yeah, I would never do that. No. Pay real money, get diamonds. No, any kind of loot box where you pay real money, no. If you're paying like a diamond block for a little loot box, but like even most of the time, like there was obviously a small chance of getting something shit, most of the time you're going to get something somewhat useful. I think like the worst thing I done was like a shulker box of dirt, which is still pretty good if you do a lot of terraforming. But no. Anywhere was really cool. I do like that, but I really wanted. What if I make it anywhere, but it's a sky island? I really want to do sky islands in season 4, like really badly. I really have enough dirt. On TST recently, I've been completely like out of stone. I've really needed stone recently because I've been doing terraforming around the town. I want to mine out a chunk. That's always a fun thing that I like to do. I like mining out chunks for some reason. I don't know why I do. I just do. I haven't actually done it in TST. I've done a little bit. I've just started digging a hole next to Toshi's base. But the building is based on something you can create in Tears of the Kingdom. I don't know, my Zelda obsession. I want to build sky islands really badly. Just random chunks. That could be funny. But no, so the sooner we settle on like what the actual like building area of the world is going to be like, I can just find a world and generate it so I can start getting it ready. It seems like a lot of us are happy with smaller biomes in the build area though. So once again, like the 2000 by 2000 area that we will build in, slightly smaller biomes, just be a bit more compact, and then outside of that building area is the normal world generation, untouched, just vanilla world generation. There will most likely be a really weird like hard cutoff where it goes from the small biomes to the normal sized ones. That's a thing. There's most likely going to be a really hard cutoff. Your favourite Undertale song? Watch the podcast. Yeah, watch the Taetoe Fields podcast if you have not yet. I have more to record. I haven't done that yet. I'm working on other things. Oh no. I've been working on both the PowerPoint video and also Taetoe episode 5. I'm working on both. Watch it, Wolf. Watch it. Why are you being cringe? But no, there's nothing else to discuss. So thank you for this Taetoe meeting. I'm going to do a little Google form thingy, probably in like an hour or so. Wow, it's really good, especially the Taetoe Awards. Lion was a big help in that and made it really cool. But I'm probably going to make a little survey thingy in an hour, just going over all of like the main points we've gone over in this, just to gather people's feedback and whatever. Who the imposter is in the emergency meeting? It's Rose. Have you been seeing the progress in your build? Yeah, in the video. That's when I done your Dumpy Touch. Remember? I did have a look, and it's really cool. I can't wait to see it complete. But no, give it like an hour, and I'm gonna have this an hour or two. I don't know how long. Maybe 1 or 2 hours. There's gonna be this Google form up, and you can, you know, just give opinions on things. Some of the big important things, just because I want to make sure everyone can have a say in what this season is going to be. Because every season up until now, it's genuinely been like, yes, I've been gathering feedback, but most of the time I've been making the choices myself. But I also want to just gather as much feedback as I can from you lot, because you lot are the ones who play on the server. Lines, you record some short lines for the award show. Time to improvise 50 scenarios on Epic. Yeah, it was great. You done like 3 for like each thing. It was great. It was amazing. Okay, I'm gonna depart now, individuals, just to get that Google form thingy done. Rest my voice, because I've been talking more than I've been used to recently. But yeah, it was very epic. Oh yeah, one more thing. I don't know when, probably in like 1 week, probably next Saturday. Actually, yeah, let's go for that. Saturday 3rd. We're going to go to the end on TST2. I'm opening the end on Saturday 3rd, 2 weeks before the season ends, because I also want to just test Elytra on the server and just see what it's like. Yeah, it's going to be a very interesting video. Oh yeah, so bit of progress on the video, by the way. I'm still working on like compressing it all down to like the funny bits. It's currently like 25 minutes in length, but I still have to like compress it a bit more, trim some bits, and then once I've added Rose's and Benji's PowerPoints, stretch it out a bit more, the video should be about 25 minutes long. So it's not going to be a short one. 25 minutes, and it's all going to be like quite quickly edited. Like I'm not gonna, a lot of the PowerPoints on there, I'm not gonna start it with, okay, so this is this person's PowerPoint, this is the PowerPoint. No, it's just gonna jump from one to the other. It's gonna be quite fast paced, but also quite funny. It's just gonna be, I'm gonna try and make it like really funny and everything. So just gonna like skip from PowerPoint to funny joke to somebody else's funny joke, just hopscotching between them. It's gonna be great. Hey, see, you're at the worst time. I'm ending off. Seems about right, Wolf. Anyway, awesome. But yeah, once again, I'm going to try and get that Google form ready, and I'll send it in updates. I want to gather everyone's feedback. I just want to... I've made notes on everything from the stream, all of the main points. I'm going to put it in like a Google form survey thingy, and it'll be like, okay, how happy are you with this and this? Just things that we've discussed during this amalgam. How about we just quickly go for there we go. We love Megalominion. That's really loud. There we go. Da 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 da. Lion. Jim! Wah! Wah! I can't keep singing Megalovania, my voice is going to die. Anyway, I'm going to do that Google Form thing, I'm going to depart. Thank you all for your help, individuals. It was very epic, Slight Smile. I'm going to give myself a... I'm going to give myself a nyeh. It was epic, Slight Smile. Anyway. It's parting. Thank you all for your help. It was very epic, Slight Smile. Yes. Bye guys.